Today, I will be teaching you how to make a rocker bogie mechanism. This mechanism was used in NASA Mars rover. I will be teaching you from the scratch to the explaining of the code, explaining of the dimensions and each and everything. So I will be teaching you from the scratch. I confirm that if you will see this video till the end, you can easily make a rocker bogie mechanism for your project. My name is Modin Nasik and welcome back to my channel. Let's get started. Okay, so first of all you will need a single PVC pipe of diameter 25 mm. Okay, not this, you will need 25 mm. All the elbows, sockets and PVC pipe you will buy should be of 25 mm. Okay, now I have bought a single pipe from the market of about $2. Then I bought $0.2 worth this saw and I cut the whole pipe into different parts. I will also share the picture of all the sizes, lengths and amount of pieces required in the PDF form. You can find the link in the description. Let me take you the tower one by one. Okay, this one is of 18 centimeter and you will need two pieces. This is of 5 centimeter, two pieces. This is of 13 centimeter, two pieces, four pieces, and this is of 10 centimeter, six pieces. Okay, now you will need elbows. This is of 45-degree elbow and its diameter is also 25 mm. You will need four of these. You will need two sockets of 25 mm, and now you will need 90-degree elbows with six pieces. Okay, and this is also of 25 mm. So here comes the biggest part. Now to join this pipe to this socket you will need a heat gun, but it costs much dollars to buy a heat gun. So there is something you can see that an alternate of heat gun is this. It is known as gutka in Urdu, gutka. Okay, so the thing is that how it works. We will place it on, we will clamp it with help of some rod or some wrench. Okay, then we will place it over the burner. It will hot this gutka and we will place, see this hole is for socket, for elbow. Don't worry, I will show you the live demonstration also. So when it will hot, this elbow will melt and in this section we will insert the pipe. Okay, then both will melt and after this we will make a joint. So let's let me show how we will use this gutka. Okay, so now I will show you the lengths and the length of the links and how I have joined all of these links. So first of all, let me draw the structure of rocker bogie mechanism. Okay, So here was the elbow of 45 degrees, here was same elbow of 45 degrees, and there was an elbow of 90 degrees. Okay, uh, the length of this link, it was almost about 18 centimeter. Okay, 18 centimeter. And the length of this link, it was about 10 centimeter in length. Okay, 10 centimeter. These two lengths were of same size, same length, sorry, these two lengths were of same length, and this was 13 centimeter. 13, 10, 18. Now comes this, and the length of this link is about it was about you can say almost 5 centimeter. Okay, this was a 5 centimeter. And let me draw this link again. This one is first link of 18 centimeter. There was an elbow. Okay, this was the elbow of 45 degrees and 25 mm in radius, which was the same radius of the pipe, same as the radius of pipe. And now comes this link length, which was about 10 centimeter, and there was another elbow bent at 45 degrees. Okay, there was another length of 5 centimeter, and here comes a 90 degree elbow. So I attached a 90 degree elbow. This angle is 90 degrees, and there was another pipe, sorry for my drawing, but this was almost about 13 centimeter. So this was the whole you can say dynamics of my rocker burger mechanism, and I connected a box between these two links. Okay, this was the another part. Okay, and there was a box which was connecting them like this, and I inserted a pin over there and 2 pins over there. Okay, in order to attach the box. Now let me give you the dimensions of the box. It was about it was a square with 10 centimeter length and 10 centimeter width, and you can say 10 centimeter in length and 10 centimeter of width, because the square have same length and width, so it was about 10 centimeter. And how I joined these pipes again with the elbow of this a 90 degree elbow. So there were 4 elbows, 4 elbows of 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, and here. So these were the 4 elbows which I made, and I have joined these 10 centimeter of pipes, and then I connected this pipe. Okay, and I drilled a hole and punched a pin. Drilled 2 holes. This was sorry for my drawing, but this was okay. There were 2 pins and there were 1 pin. Okay, so in this way I made the chassis like about this. So now after uploading zip ties, my robot is almost ready. Here you can see it. It is almost ready. One more thing, if you're some tired, like you can see that it is a bit up from the ground. Okay, so what you can do is to just press it. Okay, press it. Now you can see that it is on the ground. So in the case if you are facing any difficulty regarding any tire is up or any tire is down, okay, so you can manage this joint or this joint in order to maximize or minimize this its height. Okay, now it is working properly. If you can see this, it is now working exactly same. So welcome back to my channel. This video is especially for my rocker blocking mechanism. If you haven't seen this, I would recommend you to go and watch it. And if you are watching it, then it is best. So let's, without wasting any time, let's start this discussion. But for remembrance again, please subscribe my channel, give a thumbs up, and comment down below. Okay, it will help me to grow, and it will also help me to share my own ideas and my projects to you guys. So let's get started. The first portion is above the void setup. Here you declare the constants and variables which we'll be using in your program. So let me teach you the basic difference between a constant and variable. A constant is a constant thing; it will not change. As 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. While a variable is a, as the name suggests, it can vary. For example, if there is a bucket, you can see that it is a bucket, and I name is that wall, VAL wall, and I will put a thing, one thing, two thing, three thing inside it, and then I will extract 1, 2, 3 from it. So we can add things, we can pop things, we can add, we can pop, we can add, we can pop. Okay, this is known as variable, which have no specific value, but it can change and vary with the time. So the first thing is that I have considered a variable of name wall, VAL wall, which contains the value, and this will contain the value of the Bluetooth which I will send from my cell phone. I've used a string over here. A string means there is a you can say that thing between the commas. This is better. This could be better understand by a sentence. For example, this is a cat written inside inverted commas. It is a string. If there is a 2 written inside inverted commas, it is also a string. It will not be an integer anymore. In the programming language, it will be a string. There is a 2 and there is a 2 in inverted commas. There is a big difference between them. The 2 is an integer, but the inverted commas and 2 is a string. So I've declared a string of a name and name it as wall. The next portion is this. In this portion, I've defined a constant for each pin. For example, if I will have to change the pin numbers 6 to 5 to 7, so I don't have to look at every program and where I use this pin, but I can change this to 7, and it will automatically change the whole program. Uh, left 1, left 2 is for left motors. As you know that a motor has 2 terminals, which is given as 5 volt and ground. So in my case of rocker blocking mechanism, I have used 3 motors and I have joined them. I have joined their positive terminals in parallel and negative terminals in parallel to make it a one motor for a 1L298 driver module. Don't do this. I am again saying don't do this. It can burn your driver module. But in my case, I was requiring a very small current driven by the motors, so in my case it was safe. But don't try to do this. Always use one L298D module for 2 motors, for maximum 2 motors. So here's the left 3 motors, here are the right 3 motors, and now we are coming towards our PWM pin. So a PWM pin is what? It is basically a pin that can give you a vary voltage between 0 and 5. 0, 0 0.2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and so on. This pin only gives you the varying voltage, while other pins will give you only 0 or 5, 0 or 5. Now how will you find these pins? Go to the digital portion of your Arduino. It is almost written on the right side. There are digital pins, 13 pins on the right side of the Arduino Uno. You will find these pins, and there is a slash written on some particular pins. These pins are known as PWM pins, and you can use them to give the varying voltage. Now we come at the setup. This is the setup, sorry, this is the part of the program where we are declaring our pins as output, inputs, or if you will use it to define the constant, it will be okay. uh, the compiler will go only once from this portion, only once from this whole portion. It will not come back to it again until the Arduino is reset. Wait, let me check that if it is recording or not. Okay, it is recording. It actually confuses me whether it is recording or not. So in the void setup, the compiler only got once, and you declare the pins, you declare the constants if you miss any of these constants in the upper part, so you can write it there. And this is the most important part, is to write serial.begin. This is actually a brand rate at which the Arduino and computer communicates, and this is default value is 9600. You have to write this, else you will not be able to upload the program to the Arduino. Now coming the next pin, the next part is the pin mode. The pin mode, this is the pin mode, and this command is used to declare a pin as input or output. If in the case of input there is some signals, or there is some values coming from a sensor, and in the case of output there are some you can say that voltage coming out from the pin, and then motor drive the driver of that particular actuator or motor. So here I've declared the left one and left two pins as output, and right one and right two pins as output. So because I want to operate the voltage, operate the motors from the pins, that's coming to the main portion of the Arduino, which is the void loop. As the name says, it is a loop, and compiler will be always be executing the commands inside the void loop. So you can say that it is in a while condition, that it will always be executing this. It will not pass through it at once like the void setup, but it will always be looping over, boom, it is always checking it. Okay, so the first line is that serial load available, which simply says that if there is any serial load available on the pins. I have used the Bluetooth module, so if there is any data available, then go inside and execute this command. This is vol equals to serial dot wait. If you remember, I have declared a string variable which is known as vol, and now it is been assigned a serial dot wait function. The dot wait function is used for any input data coming to the Arduino, so it will use the serial dot wait function, and will go to the pin 0 and 1. The pin 0 and 1 especially have specially allocated values to read the input coming signal, and this serial dot read will automatically go towards that pins, and reads whether there is some signal coming in. If there is some signal coming, some values coming in, it will assign those values to the vol. Now if vol dot length equal to 0, it simply says that if it is not an empty, for example, if I will send an empty space to the Arduino, it will not execute this command. But if I will send an integer or anything else, the length of that command will not be 0, so it will execute this command and enters into the loop. Next is serial.println vol. Now this function will execute the printing command, and it will print the value so that we can properly see it on our screen. But there is a confusion always. What is the difference between the println and print? Okay, if you will use the serial.print, it will only print the values in the horizontal, for example in rows. Okay, it will only try to execute the printing statement in the rows. But if we use serial.println,
the len will print the values in the vertical format, in the for example in the form of columns. Now coming towards this main part of this program, which is conditions. So if value will contains 2, and again notice that this 2 is not an integer anymore, it is a string. Here you can see that there are double quotes on inside it, which is means that it is a string. So that's why I have declared the string in the first line of the code to catch the upcoming signal as string. So if it is equal to 2, I've also used the app which I will show you later, and I have just you can say that I have manipulated the values of the keys with the integers I want to send. For example, I've given the value of 2 to the up button of my app. I will show you a little bit after explaining this program, so don't worry about that. If I will press that button, it will send 2 over here, okay, and if it is 2, it will execute the forward command. Forward command is just digital write. It only writes the function as low means 0 and high means 5 volt. So as you know that a motor has 2 terminals, one for ground and one for VCC. The VCC is high, which I've given over here, and the other one is low, which is ground. And now comes the analog write. The analog write function, as the name suggests, it will give the analog values, like a range of values between 0 and 5. And to control this, we will use oh, I forgot to explain one most important things. Here we have the 2 input to this basis. The first one is the pin number and the second one is the value, okay. So left one has a pin number. I have assigned a constant to it, which is I suppose that it was 2, so the pin number 2 will be used, and pin number 2 will be high, and the pin number 3 will be low. So the PWM1 pin will be set to 120. Now it has values of range between the 0 and 255. 0 means 0 volt, 255 means 5 volts. If we will split them into half, which is almost 175, so the voltage will go with about 2.5 volts, okay. So the next command is also the same for the right motors. Now comes the right turn. So if if the value equals to 3, in my mobile app I've again assigned the value of the right button as 3. If it comes true, then what will happen? So think about a robot moving in the one direction with the 2 motors running the same direction. If you wish to turn it right, the most popular technique is that reverse the motors in the turning direction, okay. For example, the robot is, we have to turn the right, okay, then we will only reverse the right motors and will keep the left motors running at their previous speeds. It will turn the robot to the left, to the right. So here you can see that the left, we have not uh, changed the values of the left motor, but we have all reversed the direction. In this case you can see that here it was high and low, and now it is low and high, which is actually reversing the direction of the motors. So I have also again given the voltage which controls the speed of the motor. For example, if you are walking in the some direction, okay, one person pushes you from the backward in the forward direction, and the other person pushes you towards the backward from the right side. You will turn towards the right side. You will turn towards the right side because of movement applied to it, because of the couple applied to it, okay, couple applied to it. Same is the case for robot. There is one force of the tires moving in the reverse direction, the other force in the forward direction will produce a couple and will turn it towards the right condition. Here's a reverse command. Yes, here's a reverse command, which is low high and low high. You have reversed both motors, so it will start moving in the opposite direction. Now for the left turn, just close your eyes and imagine how will you execute the left command, keeping in mind that I have also explained to you to the right command. comment it below honestly that you have actually guessed it right. So now let me explain you. To use the left turn, you will again have to create a couple, and the couple will move the robot towards the left direction, and that is when you will reverse the motors in the left part of the robot, and you will keep running the right part of the motors, so the robot will turn towards the left direction. And I have set the value as 1, so you don't need to be worry or anything about it, just be relaxed. Okay, now coming towards the 0 part, this is very important. In in my app which I'm using it, uh, there is always, you can say that, a little bit of confusion. For example, if you press 1, mean if you press the upper key which will send suppose 1, then the wall will contain 1. Okay, and now it will keep on executing that condition because we are not sending another signal. Okay, I want that if I will pressing the button 1, it will move forward, but if I will remove the finger from the button, it has to stop. Okay, so there is the app which I will show you a little bit later, which sends the 0 on, you can say that, removing the finger from the button, from any button, so it will automatically stops the robot and gives the wall 0 value. Here you can see that 0 contains low 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 and 0 0. If you stop the robot, now this is very important command over here, which is the wall is pursue empty braces. Now I don't know about this, but it is very important. I once forget to write this line over here, and the confusion and, you can say, the error I got was, for example, if I send 2 and after that 3 and after that 4, it does not comes to it Arduino at 2 and 3 and 4, but it comes at 234 at the same time. Okay, then the wall contains 234. So in order to eradicate that confusion, we have used this thing. I hope that you will have got a little bit understanding of the code. uh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel, and please thumbs up the video. It will cost you nothing, but it will help me to grow and to groom. So now let's just move towards the app part. And for those who are not seeing the Rockerberg mechanism, I will strongly recommend you to see that part. The link is in the description. So thank you so much.